Hey everyone, welcome to the Guiding You Forward podcast presented by Mountain America Credit Union, where we talk about all things financial related. And today we're talking all about mortgages, and thankfully Karl is with us. Hi Karl.
How you doing?
So good.
Good.
Karl knows everything there is to know about getting a mortgage, you guys. So we have a little bit of a crazy mortgage environment right now, right?
It is absolutely wild.
So,
never seen it.
Never seen it. What is going on that we've never seen before?
It is a seller's market, kind of a roller coaster. We have such low inventory and such just an abundance of buyers. There's so many buyers and very few properties. So it's created this environment of, it's very competitive and just wild what we're seeing.
Interesting. So interesting. So in a seller's market, how can we as buyers, right? Or how can we be prepared when it comes to the mortgage side of things? What are your thoughts?
So I think there's a couple things. You really need to vet out what you want.
Okay.
What are you looking for? What are your must-haves? And then what are some of the things that you could live without or maybe, I guess, obtain down the line? And so a couple things is, if you're looking for a property and you're in the market, and you need to be concise and you need to be able to act quickly. Sometimes you need to make an offer literally while you're still there. I have personally, when I bought a home a few years ago, we made an offer. We looked at a home. There's a park behind the house. We walked over into the parking lot with my agent and we wrote the offer right then and there.
Wow. Okay.
It's kind of wild to think. A lot of times you like to have time to think about it, right? And with the environment that we're in, people need to make decisions quickly. So I would say one of the key things is making an offer right away.
Okay.
Or at least being prepared to make an offer in a short period of time.
Okay.
Again, you might have to offer more than asking price. It's a balance, right? You don't want to go too far. You don't want to overextend yourself, but you may have to go out on a little bit of a limb to make your offer stand out.
Okay.
A little
so
more.
Something to keep in mind, though, is we're looking at our budget and what we can afford, right?
Yes.
So we may need to look at home values that are slightly lower than our full budget amount.
Yeah, because you may still end up offering more, right, than that asking price, and it may still put you at that max budget. And so it's a delicate balance. It's very competitive. And again, it's just something I've never personally seen. I've been in the industry for 20 plus years, and we've seen some ups and downs, but the consistent rise in values, it's just created this perfect storm of a seller's market.
Okay. Now, one of the phrases I heard my friend talking about was earnest money.
Yes.
What is that?
So basically, earnest money is an amount of money that you have into the transaction.
Okay.
And where earnest money can come into play is it's a lot of times you'll see multiple offers on a property, and somebody might say, okay, I'm gonna put $1,000 worth of earnest money into this, and then you might have another offer that's $5,000. And so as a buyer or a seller and an agent will look at those offers and they'll say, well, this person's willing to put $1,000 in now, and this person's willing to put $5,000 in. So earnest money is kind of designed, it's a commitment level. It's a kind of an upfront amount of money that you're willing to go in and say, okay, we want this property and we're willing to put this amount of money, to hold the property and the contract.
Okay.
And so it can get competitive too, because you see people that are maybe a little more prepared than others will put larger amounts of money down with earnest money, and that will make their offer more attractive.
Okay, interesting. Something to keep in mind, though, in a competitive market like we have now. So in addition to earnest money, making that offer right away, what else can we do in this crazy environment we're in?
A couple things that are important. I think that taking the time to get pre-qualified or pre-approved, that will help an agent and, again, the sellers feel like you're committed and that you've gone through some layers of review and that you're ready to go.
Okay.
It's more of, it's not just you're wishing for the property, you're wishing, but you're also able to obtain. I think something unique is you can write a personal letter. I've heard of people doing it. I haven't seen it that often, but maybe tell your story. Why is this property right for you or your family? Why do you need the property? most people are emotionally attached to their property, even if they're selling it. They're selling it usually for a reason, but there's still an attachment to it. And so typically you see people wanting it to go to someone that appreciates it, that will take care of it. And I think a story can help that.
Interesting. I've never heard of that strategy before.
Yeah.
Anything else?
In this environment, in a seller's market, you probably want to steer away from lowball offers. It almost can come across as offensive.
Okay.
Because there are so many offers that people are receiving that they're being pretty picky. They're able to look at the contracts and decide, hey, this one makes more sense. We're going to get more out of this one. This one can be closed sooner than the other one. And you really probably don't want to ask for a lot of contingencies because sellers are just not as flexible as they used to be. They're certainly not desperate. They know that there's a lot of people looking to move into areas. And again, I think you need to be fully prepared for a full offer and sometimes even over asking price if you really want that property.
Awesome. So just to reiterate a few of those steps, in a seller's market, we want to be able to make that offer right away.
Yes.
Right. I've even heard of people making offers and not ever stepping foot on the property.
Yes. That is becoming more of a thing. They're entrusting their agent or their representative to find what they're looking for and make an offer without ever seeing it.
Yeah, that's so crazy to me. So in addition to us making that offer quickly, we're going to have that earnest money potentially to put towards it.
Yes.
And maybe even write that personal letter.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Write the story, let them know why this property is right for you and how much you would appreciate the ownership of it.
Okay. And then in addition to that, we're going to get pre-qualified.
Yes.
Like you said, and then we're not going to ask for a ton of contingencies and make sure our offer is a good one.
Yes. Yeah. I would definitely steer away from a lowball offer or asking for a lot of contingencies because it will probably put your offer down the list of things they would consider compared to some of the others they're probably receiving.